Screen actors, today's video is all about demo reels. Why you need them, how to make them, what to put in them. I promise you that whether you're a beginner or a pro, there's something of value for you in today's video. I'm Louis DeBianco and this is my channel, Screen Acting Success. This is where you come every Friday for more tips, techniques, and secrets to help you become a more compelling, working screen actor in demand. If this is your first time here, click subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Stick around to the end because I'm giving away free training that you are not going to want to miss. Plus, I'm going to share with you the biggest trap that many actors fall into when they're putting together a demo reel. Okay, let's get into it. Why do you need a demo reel? Obviously, a beginner needs a demo reel to get a really good agent. Can you get one without it? Yes, but it's becoming harder and harder to. Most good agents want to see a sample of your work on a demo reel. If you're a pro, well, the demo reel is your ticket to better and better jobs, to greater roles, showcases your talent, and it can skyrocket your career. So how do you get a demo reel? How do you make one? The biggest challenge, of course, is for the beginner because, well, you're in a chicken or the egg dilemma. You need an agent to get work. You need a demo reel for an agent, and if you haven't worked, you don't have a demo reel. So you're kind of like the dog chasing its own tail. But there are solutions to this, and there've never been more than there are today. The first thing you can do if you have no experience at all is get together with a good scene partner, choose some strong scenes that showcase your talent, pick two that show some variety. Perhaps one will show you your dramatic talent and the other one your comedic talent. Shoot those scenes, edit them either yourselves, very easy to do today even on a phone, or hire an editor to do it, and there you go, you've got your demo reel. Keep the scenes short. You don't want to do that? Okay. Start searching online for services that will do it for you. They will actually write scenes for you and a partner. They will bring you into a studio or bring you onto a location, shoot it for you professionally, edit it for you so that it looks great, and now you've got a demo reel. Of course, a word of caution, there are many reputable services out there, but some that may not be so reputable. So start searching. I would recommend searching first in reputable and really proven industry publications like Backstage Magazine. In fact, do this after you've watched this video. Pull up Google and put in this search term: how to make an actor's demo reel with no experience, and watch what comes up. You're going to get so many valuable articles, videos. Read some of the articles, and I guarantee you that you're also going to see a link to Backstage, and they have valuable information for you about getting a demo reel together. So those are your two big options. Pros, how do you get your demo reel? Well, obviously, ask. You do a show. If you have a good relationship with the director, mention to the director that you would like to get the demo reel. Better yet, get a good relationship going with the producer and ask the producer for one. If you have a really strong agent, an agent with some influence, get the agent to approach the production to get you a demo reel of at least your scenes. The second way to get material for your demo reel is, once again, you can find a service. I've seen them online. People who specialize in, they're like scene detectives. They will find material from shows and films that you've done. They will gather it together and they'll create a demo reel for you. Once again, make sure that these people have good credentials, that there's great feedback about them, but if you search, you will find. And the third way to do it is to get DVDs of your work. Then get creative about how to get the material from the DVD onto your computer and onto your reel. I say creative. Don't get too wildly creative because there could be legality issues involved. But once again, if you're determined and you really want the material that's going to showcase you the best, you have many avenues, especially today, to find them. Okay, what do you put into your demo reel? It should showcase your very best work. And it should, if possible, show different sides of you, different colors. So if you have some material that's dramatic, great. And then contrast it with something comedic. If you don't, if all of the kinds of roles you played are similar, hey, go with that. At least it will show that you can act. Now, a word about how to showcase the best of you. When you're putting your reel together, remember this. Always cut to you in a scene as much as possible. Yes, that's going to mean doing some creative editing, cutting stuff out of the scene that you may not want to cut out. But I have seen too many demo reels where a person is in a scene with a famous actor, and for a lot of the scene we're watching the back of the actor's head, and we're looking at the face of the famous actor that they're performing with. Hey, this is not the famous actor's reel, it's yours. So remember that rule. It will take some discipline to put this into practice, trust me. Why will it take discipline? Well, this brings us to the biggest trap. The biggest trap is, and before I give it to you, who do you think falls into the biggest trap most? Beginners or pros? Huh? Correct. Pros. Pros fall into this trap all the time. How do I know? I have fallen into it, and I have seen reels of friends of mine who have incredibly great credits. One of my buddies has done several episodes of the show Mad Men, and I looked at one of his reels, and lo and behold, he had fallen into the trap. And the trap was this. You are so in love with the scenes that you do that you must show the entire scene. That is a mistake. Why? Well, number one, most of the time, the people watching are not going to look at the entire thing. And that's because they don't need to. All they need to do is see a quality that you have on camera. Your hit, your chemistry with the camera. And they will be able to tell if you can act and if you're appropriate for a particular role. All they need to see are moments. So you've got to get ruthless. And trust me, even though I'm telling you this, the first time that you start putting together a reel or you put together a new one and you have a scene that you're in love with, you're going to look at it and say, I should be cutting it, but I'm just going to put the whole thing in. And what's worse is if you put the whole thing in, and once again, long sections of it are showing the face of the person that you're acting with, and we're seeing the back of your head. don't fall into that trap. I'm going to show you a perfect example from my demo reel. I did a film a couple of years ago called Recall. It was on Netflix. Maybe you can find it on a streaming service. It was a crime movie, and I had a major supporting role in it. And I had many scenes to choose from. I chose one to put a segment of on my reel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the entire scene, which is 1 minute and 42 seconds long. I'm going to show that to you right now. Here it comes. Please, sit down. Tomorrow is a new day for the Bertucci family. You're here in this room with me because you all made sacrifices. It took a lot of sweat and blood to get where we are. And I always reward loyalty. Mi prendo cura de mia famiglia. $2 million. Let that sink in. For one coke deal. One. So let's be clear. There will not be any mistakes. Are we clear? Good. That's all for tonight. What did you notice? Well, besides me, my acting, what did you notice? That there were many moments in there when the camera is focusing on other actors. Leaving that whole scene not only would make my reel too long, but it would not serve me at all because, well, it's not showcasing me. So what I did is I cut it down to 39 seconds. Get that? The scene is 1 minute and 42 seconds. I cut it down to 39 seconds for my reel. And here's the 39 seconds. $2 million. Let that sink in. For one coke deal. One. So let's be clear. There will not be any mistakes. Are we clear? Good. That's all for tonight. Big difference, huh? And I'm sure you'll agree that those 39 seconds not only showcase me more, but the scene is stronger in terms of presenting me consistently, and it shows moments that show a quality that will be right for many of the kinds of roles, the gangster roles, the heavies that I often go out and audition for and get. So how long should a professional demo reel be? Well, that's changed over the years. They used to be much longer. Today, the consensus is that CDs want to see a demo reel of only 1 to 2 minutes long. So that's going to encourage you to really avoid the trap of putting in entire scenes just because you're in love with them. Like I said, if I had used my entire scene, it would have been 1 minute and 42 seconds long. If they only want a 2-minute reel, well, I don't have a lot of time left. Like 13 seconds. I have a confession to make. My reel is 4 minutes and 4 seconds long. What? Yeah, it's 4 minutes and 4 seconds long. Look, I think it is too long, and I will make another one and shorten it. But I also know that if you make one that's too long, well, they're not going to put you in jail. They're not going to blacklist you from the industry as long as it shows that you can act. The worst that's going to happen is they're only going to look at a short segment of it to make their decision about whether or not they're going to hire you, for an agent to decide whether or not they're going to bring you on board. That's the worst that's going to happen. So mine, by the way, I used to have one that was almost 7 minutes long. Now it's 4 minutes and 4 seconds. I'm going to encourage you to watch my entire reel, not so that I can show off and you can say, look at how great he is. No, I want you to make some comparisons. Compare what you see in there with the standards that I've been giving you in this particular video. Also, I want you to see a scene where I did use the entire scene, and I'm going to give you a reason for it. The biggest reason is the scene is really very short. Second, it is with Harvey Keitel. Just me and Harvey in the scene. Third, it's a comedic scene. And fourth, Harvey is not on screen for long, long periods of time before they cut to me. If that was the case, I would not have used the scene, even if it was with Harvey, or I would have cut it ruthlessly to cut to me as much as possible. I also have a scene in there with Sean Astin, the wonderful actor. He was great to work with. Many of you remember him most from Lord of the Rings. The guy never stops working. I just checked his IMDb today. He's got 168 credits and he's working all the time. Good for him. He played Sam in Lord of the Rings. So I did this comedic film with him, and it really got to showcase my comedic talent. It was called Boy Meets Girl, and I want you to see it because look at how much footage is in there. The whole scene was so much longer. It didn't begin where I begin it in my reel. It began way before then, and it didn't end where I ended it. I ended it at a great moment that just could have put a cap on the scene, but the actual scene went on much, much longer. And since we're in a two-shot most of the time, it focuses on me throughout the entire scene. So look at my reel from beginning to end so that you can analyze it, criticize it, and learn from it, comparing what I've done to what I've told you to do in this particular video. Now, 2021, today we're going to hear a lot, you're going to hear a lot about clips versus demo reels. Many casting directors are asking to see clips. What's a clip? Exactly what it sounds like. Instead of a whole variety of different scenes and moments from various projects, they would like to see a short clip that is specific to the kind of role that you're going to audition for. So again, you're going to have to make hard choices and eliminate that other stuff that you're in love with. I'm going to show you now an example of a clip that I will use to demonstrate my quality as a guy you don't want to mess with. I want you to know that the scene is several minutes long. I had a lot of dialogue in this scene. For the purposes of showing them, is this guy scary? Does he have a sense of danger? Can he be mean? I only needed the very short scene that you're going to see here. This clip is 19 seconds long. Here it is.
And that's to have somebody on your crew talking to the feds. Looks like we got an empty seat here. Welcome to Chicago, Tony.
I know that those 19 seconds that you just watched present strong moments. They define a type. They define a kind of character. And I know that the pros who are casting don't need more than that to decide if I'm right for that kind of role. 19 seconds. You can actually put together a really compelling, real, not just talking about clips, with very, very short clips, just like this one. If you put together 19-second, 20-second clips that show many different colors, you will intrigue them. It will really pull them in because, well, it would be a great example of less is more. They're going to see that you're strong, that you light up the camera, you're compelling, and they're going to want to know how much more you've got to give. So keep that in mind. Let's do a very quick review of what you've learned in this video. Number one, why you must have a demo reel if you're a beginner or a pro. How to put one together, whether you're a beginner or a pro, and what to put into it, making sure that you cut always to yourself as much as possible and always avoid the big trap of wanting to show the entire scene just because you're in love with it. If you've gotten value from today's video, leave a comment below so that more people can see it and others will get inspired by it. If you haven't already subscribed, do it now and like the video, give it a thumbs up. I promised you some free training. On the screen you see a copy of the cover of my ebook, which is a complete guide, the ultimate guide to self-taping. It is thorough, 21 pages long. I cover everything from acting tips to specific information of how to achieve the best lighting, how to get the very best sound. I give you a list of recommended gear, plus I give you a diagram of my actual studio setup that I'm using right now just to shoot this video and that I use all the time for self-taping. And you are free to look at that diagram and replicate it in your, wherever it is that you shoot, if you shoot in your home, and then start taking your self-tapes to a whole other level. You'll find a link to that below. Download it, and it's absolutely free. As soon as you download it, read it, and start using it. You're also going to find a link below to my latest online course, Self-Taping Mastery. That takes a deeper dive into self-taping. You will have me in every single module, holding you by the hand, taking you step by step through the process, and you'll be able to reach out to me and ask me questions, which I will definitely answer. Now that plus, when you see what I'm offering with the course, you're going to notice that I'm giving away some great bonuses. One of them is a completely separate course on live auditions. And that covers everything from what to do before the audition, on your way to it, in the waiting room, when you actually are in the room with the auditioners, and then what to do after you leave. I sell that course separately for $199. It's yours today as a free gift when you enroll in Self-Taping Mastery. So go down, check out what I'm offering, and if the course is not for you, no big deal. If it is, I'll get to know you better, guide and have the opportunity to be your guide toward greater success as an on-camera actor. I always end with this important reminder about on-camera acting. The dialogue is important, but it's secondary to the inner life beneath the lines and in between the lines. So, whenever you have a text in your hands, a script, especially for auditions, when you read it, don't go for being line perfect first. Go for that inner life. Feel it first, then say it. If you feel it and say it, you'll probably mean it. When you do all three, chances are very strong that you'll book it. Feel it, say it, mean it, book it. Go out and create a stellar on-camera career for yourself. Let me know about it so that I can celebrate with you and share your win with the world.